Hi everyone, Mrs.Mori here, and today we are going to jump back into our toolbox tools. As you all know, every month I have been introducing a new tool, and we are in a new year and in a new month, so we will have two new tools. All right, so here is our sheet of all 12 of our tools. So far, we have went over our breathing tool, our quiet and safe place tool, our listening tool, and our empathy tool. Now we are moving on to two new tools for this month, which are going to be our personal space tool and our using our words tool. So here is our personal space tool. And as you all know, with each of our tools, we do have a slogan. Our slogan here is, I have a right to my space, and so do you. I actually think this tool is very relevant in your current status of life right now due to COVID-19 and all of the restrictions and the changes that have been made over the past year. Personal space is one of those that is included. As we know, social distancing, we've heard so much about, and staying 6 feet away from others is very important right now. So personal space actually ties into that as well. But when Toolbox is speaking of personal space, it's speaking about how our space is very personal to each and every one of us, and it's about learning how to be responsible and to respect others. Because when it comes to personal space, we become more aware of our body and our body language, our posture, and how that can affect how we actually feel. And before I move on, actually, I will stop here and say that with our personal space tool, with each of our tools throughout Toolbox, there's also a physical tool. So our physical tool is a ball of yarn, as you see in the bottom photo here. And the idea is that if you had the ball of yarn, you were to take that and unravel it, and you can have your piece of yarn. And if I was to pass around that yarn, everyone would be able to cut the amount of personal space they believe that they would like to have. So some might say, I want a really long string because when I put that circle around me for my personal space, I'm not really a touchy-feely person. I don't really like others to hug me, and my family, that's not really what we do. So you might want your personal space circle to be a little bit bigger. Others can have their personal space circle be even smaller because maybe they like hugs, they enjoy that form of affection, and there's nothing wrong with that. So our hand gesture for this tool is actually putting your hands in the air and kind of making a circle for personal space. And that can be you telling others without actually having to use your words, but just a hand gesture. So I'm going to move this out of the way. Hopefully you guys can still see. So this slide talks about imagining your own space in various situations and how that can change. So I'll list a few here. Maybe space with your own family members is a lot different than space with your friends. Or space with people who we are just getting to know. That can be a lot different if we don't really know someone, we're just being able to meet them for the first time. I'm sure the way that we interact with them and our body language is a lot different than how relaxed and more comfortable we may be with our friends or our family members. How about we think of space while waiting in line with strangers? That's a lot different as far as the personal space may go in that line. Or even space around someone who is talking very loudly, or if they're really upset. So if someone is showing in their body language that they're upset, I'm sure our personal space with them is going to be a lot different. Next, we're going to move on to our second tool today, which ties in with our first tool. And this tool is called the Using Our Words tool. So this tool says, careful use of words actually encourages understanding and connections with others. But careless or mean words can actually harm relationships. So if we learn the importance of actually using our words, we learn that it can actually impact and affect our relationships that we have. So I love that Toolbox has tied the two together because with our personal space tool, we're able to use our words as well to tell others how we're feeling. And this is a skill that really we have to learn into practice. All of our tools, everyone, are tools that we won't immediately get or feel that they're really working for us, but it's about learning and practicing and finding those moments throughout our daily life when we can actually use our tools. So our slogan for the Using Our Words tool is, I use the right words in the right way at the right time for the right reason. Now, I know that sounds so long, but the idea is that we're learning how to use the right words every time and for every reason that we may need to. And that can be hard, but remember, this is all about practicing our tools. So, with communicating well, it means that we listen deeply to the small voice that is within us. And each of us have a small voice, or what we can also call our true voice, that is within us. And we might have moments within our life where we're afraid to say what we truly feel. So for example, you can say, I feel scared when you cheat off my paper. Will you please stop? Now, I know that can be so hard to say if you've ever found yourself in that situation, but on the inside, our inner voice is telling us we should say something. And that's the moment to use courage and to use your words and to say how you truly feel in that moment. And now our hand gesture for the Using Our Words tool, and our physical tool is actually a pencil. I have a pen here. With a pencil, you're just writing in the air like this, and without, you're just writing in the air like this. So that is the idea of the Using Our Words tool. I will go back to show all of our tools here. So, oh my gosh, we're kind of halfway through with all of our tools from Toolbox, and I'm so proud of each and every one of you who have tuned into all of my Toolbox videos, who are practicing tools at home. These tools are all combined in one. You can use them at any time in your life that you may need to, and you can use as many of them as you may need to as well. So thank you for watching, everyone. I will have a short quiz to go along with this assignment today in this video lesson. And thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you next time.